Well, that got my heart rate up. I'm ready for the hunt. Same for me. How about we take a quick snack break to fuel up? Sure. Trail mix. Snack bar. Sure, a snack bar. Good source of energy and chocolate. Plus, I made it myself, and friendship is the best ingredient. It really complements the cherries and cashews. You and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws a stick, distracted for the time being. So, tell me what it's like in Sweden. Do you have a house, an apartment? Do you live with your family, roommates, pets? Tell me what it's like to be Toba. Well... why do you want to know? Why wouldn't I want to know? I've lived in this town my whole life. I live in a 12 by 12 shed in someone's yard. That sounds actually kind of nice though. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I live in an apartment with a difficult roommate. Let's just do that one. I didn't find this guy. An old roommate of mine had him move in. Then they just left and stuck me with him. He's not the worst roommate I've ever had. I pressed one thing and it becomes like a whole story. Can't complain too much. The biggest issue is his complete lack of respect for boundaries. He sleeps on the couch in the common area most nights, always unclothed. He steals bites of my food, which he thinks he's being really sneaky about, but there's nothing sneaky about taking a huge bite of a freshly made sandwich when there's only two of us living there. Hilarious. And he infringes on my privacy all the time, too. If I close the door to my room, he'll just start screaming and sometimes even attack the door until I open it. Then just walk away. It's like he has a complex about closed doors. Which, of course, also means he doesn't close the door when he's doing his business. Almost like he wants me to watch him. And at least once a week he somehow misses and leaves big pee puddles. Lasting damage to the house. How is this not the worst roommate though? How have you had worse? I could have gone for hours about this guy. He's a cat. But he's a particularly horrible cat. He's a cat, like an animal? Like the animal. His name is Truck. I'm terrified I won't get my security deposit back. I was gonna say, it can't be a person. So what do you do for a living? I'm a streamer. I'm actually a streamer. I might have picked that last time as well, but what story streams do you do? I play video. I'm pretty sure I did this as well. How do you like it? I mean, I actually feel like when I started streaming, I loved it. But I had like a long period where I was like, I don't know about this anymore. But I feel like I'm in a like upswing now. It's just the time. I don't have the time for it necessarily. But if I could like do this for a living, I would do it in a heartbeat. And I don't mean like if I became rich. If I could make as much as I make doing my normal 9 to 5, I would rather stream. Believe me, I can relate. I don't think I'd give up what I do for anything. A crisp. Do you see this shit? A crisp breeze passes over you. You can't help but shake the feeling that you're being watched. You scan the tree. Oh, the eyes are gone now. I think we're being watched. It might be Skunk Ape. What about you? What's your story? We live in a little house just outside town. It's actually the house I grew up in. so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. I gather you're... Oh, but the dog said that to me. You got it the day died a few years back. But it's okay, I've done my mourning. Life goes on. Right, they died in like the crash. Where she like... Spoilers? What were they like? They were amazing. Two of the nicest people you'd ever meet. Interesting too. My dad was a bit of a regional legend among hunters and trappers. He was always out in the woods on the trail of something. And we certainly had some interesting dinners because of him. He had to learn how to fend for himself since his family didn't have much growing up. He always made sure I had food and that I knew how to get it if I ever found myself too far from a grocery store. I could make us a pretty good salad with was just like leaves. My mom was a local vet. The lady all the farms in the county knew to call if their animals were in need of something. Even the smallest mouse. Yeah, my mom works in mice. I'm sure she's most of the reason Gretchen here is one of the oldest dogs. So, I mean, if they died like 5 years ago, how long do dogs live for? Like 17 years? Or like, not like 10, 15, 20? This is when the dog probably needs more help than like when it's small. I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club. My mom died pretty recently, so I get it. It's alright if you ever need to talk about things. Thanks, that's really sweet of you. How are you holding up? I'm okay, hanging in there. It was a long time coming, so it wasn't a surprise. I'd kind of come to terms with it by the time it actually happened. And it's not all bad, she doesn't have to be in pain anymore, that's a relief. The hospital bills are another story though. Can't like imagine living in a third world country where you have to pay for medical bills like that. Can't even imagine how bad that must be. It's just salt in the wounds at that point. Excuse you? My stars, what was that? It's showtime. Jesus Christ. No kidding, whatever made that sound, I've never heard anything like it, and it's close. Here, watch Gretchen for a while. You and Stella inch towards the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. Do stay close, Toba. I wouldn't want any harm to befall you. I see it. I see it. It's sweet and kind. A bed of flowers, a nice wind, a gentle gardener. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. It's preggers. What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be 2, maybe 3 feet tall. Doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can rule out skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it. How about I ban you? Right behind you. You follow Stella as she sprints into the unknown. Now we hear like cocking the gun and Stella! Are you okay? Oh good, the monsters will get you first. Are you okay? I just tripped on something weird. Just like my Stella to go overexcited and lose track of herself. Poor thing, it must have been one of Duke's. A new beginning, I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home. It's still alive. I guess we have to roll the camera. Seems we have found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she's definitely seemed to have some sort of growth under her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Jeez, I hope I don't get demonetized with this one. Do you hear that? I know that smell, that's old Duke. Stella, I swear to God, didn't I tell you to go on home? But Birdie? Birdie! Oh no! What happened to you, sweetheart? We found her like this. I think there's something seriously wrong with her. She smells terrible. Nothing like an animal at all. Just like the deer. I can barely even smell the woods anymore. It's all that uncanny plastic stench. Jesus H. Christ. Street smart and talk to animals. All of these animals tonight have been saying some real crazy shit. I love that you can do... I can do the animals tonight have been saying some really weird things to me. But if I'm street smart, they've been saying some real crazy shit, man. The hell are you on about? What a horrid thing to witness. It's like they've all gone mad. If this happens to me, I wouldn't want to live like that. You were joking about being able to talk to Gretchen earlier. You're still joking, right? You should maybe talk more about that later. We saw the thing that got hold of her. Got it on camera too. A gnome or something? You know there ain't no such thing. I feel like if I saw my chicken with like the biggest like abscess in the stomach, I might have like started to feel like stuff. Like I would maybe believe in more stuff. Examine the chicken. Alright, I need to press on the controller. Yeah, this is kind of messed up. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. I would never. Something about this bird doesn't smell right. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She squirms against her harness. Examine the growth. Good God, at first you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. Yeah, just get it to pop. Grab like the knife. It smells like it should be buried somewhere deep. Oh no. Can you hear the birth that dwells within me? Can you hear the way it roars and thunders? Whatever it might be, you know better than to investigate. If I wasn't street smart, could I like poke it maybe? Do you think she's become an egg? Like one of those things is going to pop out of her? What a horrid thought. I refuse to entertain that notion. This is very different, I feel like, from the first time. Maybe I did some other choices as well. You just need that thing drained. Maybe some antibiotics, that's all. Do you think we should just put her down? I don't think it's a mountain lion that's been getting at your chickens. No shit, in all my years I've never seen anything like this. As you, Duke, and Stella take stock of the situation, a sound begins to wrap around you, gently at first, barely a whisper. But then a guttural moan, and then another and another, until suddenly you find yourself surrounded by a chorus of groaning misery. There's something out there all around us, I can smell it. There are so many of them. I'm just gonna remain silent. She starts filming again. Is there something in the woods? Come on, birdie. I don't know if I would care too much about my bird at this point. As Duke scoops up the injured birdie, the voices in the trees intensify. It's like you're all suddenly surrounded. The strange sounds coming closer, growing bolder. What in the hell is that? The gardeners come to mend and nurture. Let me blossom and sprout. Let me become. You feel a tightening in the leash, pulling at you from behind. Don't you step another foot closer or I'll shoot. Don't think I will do it. The man hesitates and the thing steps forward, fixing what seems to be its eyes on Birdie, tucked under Duke's arm. There's another one. The leash is drawn, fully taut, and then there's a sudden looseness. You and Stella turn just in time. Oh my god! What's going on over there? As Duke glances back, everything seems to happen at once. A pattern of unnatural feet and then chaos. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grabs for Bertie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as if paused, watching the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Shit, get your grubby little hands off my bird. We know what we have to do. We have to help Gretchen. You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hands. Oh, Toba, my hero! You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back on its hind legs. Its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there is the deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it's gone. Duke? Blood? Blood? My heavens, I smell blood. It still happens, dude. I thought I might be able to save him if I do the talking to animals thing. I grab Gretchen. Step 1 is done. We need to get our story straight. Duke had a hunting accident by himself. People need to know about these things. Duke's family deserves closure. The town deserves to know what's out there. Maybe the cops will help. It's going to be a lot harder for them to believe what's really happened than to this. But we have footage of us with Duke, right? I don't know about this one, Chief. I'm gonna do the one where it really happened and to decide the stranger from the big city came into town and shot everyone. You're right, I barely caught anything. But if we get more footage... Lead the way. I'm gonna do it, man. There are more of them, a lot more of them. They leer at you from the trees, no longer hiding as they bellow their warnings out into the night. Stella films as she runs, narrating to an invisible audience. We're being pursued, I think, by these weird things. It seems like they're all riled up from what just happened. The two of you... Oh, right, this is like the crop circle of animals that smell. Air here is flavored with a pervasive stench rising up from the spiral of corpses. Birdie has been placed among them. Stars above, is this wretched place where they wanted to take me? At the sound of the dogs disquiet, the creatures flow out of the woods and surround the clearing. Dead eyes peer out from the pale, doughy faces, watching the two of you and the small, terrified dog. Shh, got enough footage yet? I think we can get out of here now. We take a few steps back, then turn and start running. They're everywhere. God, how many of these things are there? They reach out to you from between the bushes and tree branches, grasping for anything they can get a hold of. Their howls filling the night. We're almost there. You and Stella reach the main road, and the whispers fade back into the sounds of nature. It sounds like they've stopped following us. That horrid stench is certainly gone. Are you sure we shouldn't call the cops? After seeing the nest, call away. Be my guest. I should get reception out that we're back on the main road. Let me find my phone so I can call the sheriff. You feel a buzz in your pocket. Oh no. 13 text messages. No, I'm gonna text her that I'm okay. Tabitha's been blowing up my phone. Guess she must be worried about you. First things first, let's call the police. The policeman. Hello, Earl. It's Stella Richmond. Oh, speaking of policeman, I need to watch. I need to see if Cadicarus. I recently started watching him, or like it's been a while now, I guess. But I've watched like every single of his like newer videos, like 4 times each. Duke is dead, Earl. Shotgunned. It happened right in front of us. There's something in the woods. I think we're okay, but hurry, Jesus, Earl. Who's going to tell Bo? No, his son Bo. It takes a little while, but eventually a patrol car arrives at the scene. Out of it walks 2 officers, Sheriff Hugby, a friendly older man, a Deputy Franklin, a serious man wearing sunglasses, despite it being in the middle of the night. Right there, a thing jumps out of the woods, and then the shotgun goes off. What in Sam Hill? What is that? Some kind of Pillsbury Doughboy? Could have been a naked maniac. As the video reveals the creature's nest, Franklin ever so slightly lowers his sunglasses. Or a whole bunch of naked maniacs. What the heck is that? Some sort of crop circle? They killed the Duke. We're gonna have to confiscate it. Let me just turn it off to save the battery. Because I'm street smart. Stella gave in to her request suspiciously easy. Here you go, Deputy Franklin. We appreciate your compliance with the law. We'll get a team out in the morning to retrieve the body, but for now, Sheriff Hugby and I, please call me Earl. Earl and I will escort you, and who are you? He came into town for the funeral. None of your business, Tabitha's cousin. Didn't think you'd actually show. We'll escort you back to town. If there's a naked maniac on the loose, it's best you don't walk on your own. It wasn't a never mind. Why aren't you going out there tonight? There's a dead body in the woods. It ain't like he's going anywhere. I mean, you're right. We only have a skeleton crew at the moment. Right, the bowling nights. I wonder how they would do like in real life. Can't we just walk? We have to escort you. Thank you. You can ride up in front with me, little lady. She hates being in those wheeled contraptions. I guess I understand it more now because I played the game before. Little lady. The cops usher you and Stella into the back of their squad car. You are just the cutest little thing, Miss Gretchen. Yes, you are. Sheriff Hugby pats Gretchen on the head affectionately, but she remains wholly focused on Stella, a worried look stretched across her little pug face as Hugby scratches behind her ears. For such a gregarious person, Stella is unusually quiet as the car makes its way down the pitch-black mountain road. Oh, my poor Stella. Neither one of us much like these awful metal beasts. If only I was able to comfort her. Confound this old man who reeks of coffee for keeping us apart. Hey Stella, you good? She doesn't respond. Place a comforting hand on her shoulder. She jumps slightly at your touch, but you can feel some of her tension ease and hear her let out a self-soothing sigh. I'm just gonna remain silent. Every now and then you think you see a pale, anguished face staring out at you before it slips back. Car comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. You two stay out of trouble. Just get a good night's sleep. Whatever your name was. I pee freely. Sure. You're in town for the funeral? Good. Don't go leaving before then. I imagine we'll need to ask you a few questions about everything you've seen tonight. Make sure he doesn't get into more trouble. Y'all have a good night now. Bye-bye, Gretchy. And y'all have a lovely evening. If any bugaboos give you trouble, you know how to get in touch. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods. With no one but Stella in sight. Holy shit. Why would you want to walk home? That's a fair question. Have you had some bad experiences with cars? I don't know how to drive them, and I don't like getting into them unless it's literally a question of life or death. Which I guess tonight was. Sorry if I weirded you out. God, what a night. They seemed a little bit blasé about it. I feel like they did, right? They didn't really care. Who knows what those things are going to do to his body? I believe that they are well intentioned, if in over their heads. And what's worse is I think they imply that you're a suspect. Even the nest. The truth will get out. Yeah, no kidding. But it's okay, I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you. Nor will I, though. I have little understanding of police work. Well, Gretchen. We're gonna do a little sleuthing. Trap one of them? The library doesn't open for a while. There is someone. Alright, Kanika's mom. We should head there? Sure, let's keep the nightmare going. This is where we meet the guy, dude. I always leave feeling lighter. Yeah, because she drugs you. I hope she's still awake. There's something foul creeping up behind us. Oh, because I can speak. Jesus. But I feel like he's a good guy. This dude. I feel like. Welcome home. I feel like he's a good guy. I think he helps you. I'm a bit like skeptical on him. Like 50-50. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. Wayne, that's his name. That's freaking ice cold, by the way. Open, there's like this dude. Almost like freaking Jason. The killer. And she's like, go away. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Hey, Mrs. Forsyth. This is Toba. Is it okay if we come in? Of course, of course. I just put on a water for hibiscus tea. You can call me Sybil. You're an adult now after all. Welcome to my little nook. This place always has the loveliest aromas. It's nice to finally meet you. So sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was a lovely soul. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. I'm gonna offer her my nuts. Thank you for the kind offer. Okay. It's too late to have something so salty. Please. We need your help. Pleasantries can wait for another time. Yes. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? Go on. Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Oh my lord, have you contacted the police? Yes. They're not even looking for the body until tomorrow. Those things out there, I don't even know how to describe them. I can show you. Yeah, she stole the thing. Smooth. I'll give them to them if they ask, but for now we can examine the footage for ourselves. Where was this? Up the mountain, to the northwest, within the town limits? I see. Why do they speak like it's... Is there a way you can make the video bigger and louder? You can go back and get mine. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You'd better come with, Stella. No, the tea, the water. The whining of the tea kettle. What, Mom? And Gretchen, who's a good potato? It's me. Am I the good potato? I most certainly hope I am. And stranger, what are you doing in my house? Here's my fucking peanuts. Tabitha's cousin. I thought you couldn't even give... I thought you could give them to anybody. Turns out you basically can't give the boiled peanuts to anybody. It's really important. Okay, Maru's a mess. I'll just bring it out there. Duke got killed. It's on the recording. Are you serious? What the hell is this? This is sort of the same, I feel like. Or my ability to contribute. Sorry, either of you had to see this. Are you okay? I'm fine, really. I'm okay. I'm just gonna stay silent. Poor Duke, poor Bo. I hope they told Bo, but Earl and Deputy Franklin didn't seem too much in a hurry to do anything. I'll call him later tonight, but for now we have something far more serious to discuss. Those things are still out there. So very true, but not the reasons you think. Ditchlings, that's what they're called. Stop scaring Stella. Sweetie, let your mother talk. She always said they never hurt people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. But Duke is dead. But then if these are ditchlings, his death was an accident or my grandmother was wrong. It was kind of an accident, I think. They congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. Jesus, Mom, she's just telling the truth. Let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. What were those growths? Oh, this is kind of sick. The animals call them gardeners, not the ditchlings. What? That's upsettingly morbid. Kind of reflects what they're doing, doesn't it? It's almost like they're incubating in the local wildlife. There weren't any growth there, so maybe we're looking at some sort of parasitical larva stage, like really big doughy wasps. No, the tea. It's getting late. Ran him ragged today with all the running. I'm still wired. I'll ask around my usual forums. Ditchlings. That's right, you go on home now. On the online. Don't stay up all night on the online. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, I'll see ya. Bye. It's excellent iced or warm, though with the nights getting chillier, warm is probably the best. Helps wake up the bones. What an unfortunately short visit. Let's call it a night. Mind walking me home? Me walking her home, then running home because I'm actually scared of the dark? You're welcome to stay the night. Thanks, I'm terrified of... Thanks for the offer. I'm terrified of being alone tonight. I don't think it would be a good idea to walk home, right? Right? It doesn't take long for Stella to fix up the guest room. Okay, Stella. It's so exciting to have a guest. I can't remember the last time we've had company. Make yourself at home. Collapse. I should probably try calling Tabitha. Who was that guy outside Sybil's? There was something really off about him. Wayne, I think he works in the mine. It might be worth looking into him. You didn't have to do all of this, right? You don't have to worry about that. I'm glad the guest room is finally getting some use. What do you make of all of this? I don't even know where to begin. Those creatures are out there and Duke is dead. She's right, and they are an omen. Maybe we can change things and stop whatever's brought them here before it happens. It couldn't hurt to poke around town. I have the time. I should probably try calling Tabitha. She'd probably like to know that you're not dead. Get some rest, I'll see you in the morning. I'm on the verge of passing out myself. What an exciting, if terrible, day. It rings for a moment before she picks up. Where the hell have you been? Do you know anyone named Wayne? You feel a slight but palpable hesitation? I employ over 100 people. I'm sure I know a Wayne. You hesitated. It's late. There was someone playing the piano in the sealed off wing of the estate. It's dangerous. You probably just heard a possum. Dustin! I saw horrible things tonight. So you met Stella? That explains everything, and she's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll collect you tomorrow. From the comfort of Stella's guest bed, the events of the past evening seems like something that happened to someone else. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a relaxing week in the mountains with a friend. It's a nice thought, but deep down you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. From behind closed doors, you can faintly hear the sounds of quiet sobs. This is new, right? No, I can't recognize this. That's Reese. Are those alpacas? Or llamas? It's kind of weird. Oh, there's something in the hole in the ground. This almost feels like a trailer for what's to come, like when the game wasn't released. But I guess it's still cool even though the game is fully released now, or it's not fully, there's still like one chapter coming. But this is like, this almost feels like, you know, this is what you're gonna get in the full game. Scarlet Hollow. This game is freaking sick, dude. There are so many ways to play the game. I feel like there are so many... That's just the achievements for completing. I'm gonna save this on like here as well. I kind of wanna... I might like wanna do a playthrough with Street Smart and the animal thing.